Beloved, before we allow the team to get started, please let's observe a few rules. Number one, let us all check and make sure our lines are muted. I know some of us are at work, some of you may be cooking and so on. Please mute your line. We don't want to hear any background disturbances. And then number two, any question that you have, if you can, please hold on until the panelists have finished the presentation, then you can ask. In the meantime, you can put the question in the chat and I'll be taking note of them and present them to our honorable panelists at the end. So please observe these two for us. With those two out of the way, Honorable and his team, Papa, please, you are welcome. Please, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. And as speaking, I know we've got not less than 200 people listening to us. And I will once again thank the Presbytery Church for this wonderful Zoom meeting. We also greet all our people who are gathered here and listening to us. And then we bring you greetings from the President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and the Ghana Mission, and of course, the Ghana Consulate. I mentioned earlier on that if you want to stay in a country, there's a need for you to have your documents properly organized and fit for a stay. I'm going to talk on about 4 issues, and I hope my other colleagues will also come in to support what I will be saying one way or the other, and we will be prepared to answer some of your questions, which I think is more important than even what we will be saying, because to the best of our mind knowledge, we know many people have certain questions to ask, and we hope to give them answers that will also help them know that they are having people who are one way or the other supporting them. I would also state that the Ghana Consulate is your home. It is there for Ghanaians. It is a place where we do not do politics, but rather what we do there is to support our Ghanaians and even other people who have the interest of traveling to Ghana. Let us ask ourselves, who is a Ghanaian? Ghanaian is somebody who is born in Ghana with a Ghanaian parentage, that is the mother and father, the grandfather, the grandmother, all coming from Ghana. That person is a Ghanaian. In view of you people traveling from Ghana to this place, I know most of you are having American passports, but to the best of our knowledge, the Americans do agree with dual citizenship, of which Ghana does the same. Now, we are saying that each and every Ghanaian is supposed to have a passport. Previously, we were dealing with dual citizenship documentation, but it got to a point where we realized that it takes too much time for people even to have their documents certified from Ghana before they get it. So now it is clear that anybody who is a Ghanaian is supposed to have passport. You know, the acquisition of passport from our end gives a lot of advantages for the people who have the Ghana passport. One, it helps us even to know the number of Ghanaians we have here. It means it helps us to build our data to know the number of Ghanaians who have one way or the other secured passports from our end. It helps us to ensure that anybody who has the passport, Ghana passport, can travel to Ghana without coming to us for a visa. Previously, if you were supposed to travel to Ghana, what happens was you have to take a visa into your American passport. But these days, when you have the Ghana passport, there's no need for you to come to our end for a visa, but rather you can pick your passport and then you go straight to Ghana. When you are returning, you come back with the American passport alongside the Ghanaian passport. So one way or the other is a plus. That is why we entreat all our Ghanaian group to make sure that they all have passports. Yes, the passports that we are talking of is not only meant for the elderly. It is meant for your kids that are born here. Your children born here can also come in for the passport. What we need from you, the parents, is the birth certificate of the child and an identity like the passport of the father and then the mother. They should add them to what they are bringing for the child so that we know that the child is also having the Ghanaian parentage. And on that score, we can issue a passport for the child. Somebody will be asking, why do we give passports to children? We have to give passports to children just because we know that they are our future leaders and we need them in Ghana. And when the child also gets hold of the Ghana passport, it will not be meant for him that he is an American. But the moment he holds the Ghana passport, it will embolden him to know that he is Ghanaian. So that is something that we want to inculcate into our children for them to know their roots and know where they are coming from. And on that, in most cases, since they are below 18 years, we normally give them, that is 5 years duration for the children. But with the elderly ones, we issue 10 years. Previously, it was 5 years for the elderly people, but now it has been increased to 10 years. Let's go to the acquisition of visa. Yes, those of you who are having the American passport, you are supposed to take visa from us. With the passport, since we do take the biodata of the individual or the applicant, it behoves on the applicant to get to the embassy where the person's picture is taken, his fingerprints are all taken, and it takes between 4 weeks to 6 weeks. Then we issue the passport to that person. But with the visa, it is not like that. You go to our website, that is GhanaConsulateNewYork.org. GhanaConsulateNewYork.org. When you go in there, you will see the application for a passport. You see the application for a visa. With the visa, there's no need for you to come to the mission or the consulate. You only go through it, do the application on the website, and after doing it, it is submitted to us automatically. You print it and then you mail to us. Once you add your money order to it, it comes to us, and we have got some options for whoever applies. If somebody wants it within 2 days, there is a fee for that. If it is for a week, there is a fee for that. And if it is for 2 weeks, there is some charges for that as well. As we continue talking, we will be giving you the figures as we continue discussing these things. And in view of maybe us not having a track on the addresses, we also ensure that anybody who does the application adds a self-addressed envelope and a stamp to the application and sent to us, so that after we had completed the issuance of the application, we send the passport back through the address submitted to us to the applicant. So with the visa, that is how it is done. Of late, people have been talking about the Ghana card. Yes, it is a document which has started in Ghana for more than a year now. It has still not gotten to our end, but the authorities are working seriously towards it, so that when it gets to the mission, we will draw the attention for all of you who are interested to have the Ghana card to get to the mission, and then we issue them. The Ghana card is also another form of identity, which of course helps us to identify who a Ghanaian is apart from the passport. So we will entreat our people to be patient on the issuance of the Ghana card, because we've gone very far with the national identification group, and we hope that any moment from now you will get it. I said earlier on that I am on this platform with my deputy, who is Mr. Caleb. I wish if he's on the platform now, he can also add something to what I said. And then we open the floor for questions, because it is based on the questions that we can bring out most of the details that people would like to know. I thank you very much for listening to me, and I hope I will come back. So, Mr. Caleb, if you are on the line, kindly continue, and wherever you think you can add something to, you do it for the audience. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Honorable, and good evening to everyone. I hope you can hear me, please.
Yes, we can hear you, please.
Okay. Yes, good evening, everyone. Honorable has touched on most of the things, so I just want to add a few details to what he said. So I'll start with the passports. The passport, as he indicated earlier on, we have two categories of individuals who apply for passports. So the first is those who are coming, three categories. First of all are those who are coming to renew their passport. That is, they have the old passports that has expired, and they are now coming in to renew that old passport. And then we have the second category, that are those who are applying for passports, the first-time passport applicants. That is, he mentioned that those who have kids here and then, want a passport for them, or for any reason, you might have had a child here, the child is old and all that, but hasn't ever acquired, is an adult now, hasn't ever acquired a Ghana passport. So these are all first-time passport applicants. Then we have the third category, that are those who have their passport either damaged or missing. So these are the three categories of individuals. For the first and second categories, there are no issues with those who have the Ghana passport already, which has expired. You just fill the form, the the website that Consul General gave, www.ghanaconsulaternewyork.org. You go there, you click on the consular section, you see passports and visa. If you want a passport, you go to the passport section, fill the online forms, upload all the requisite documents, and then you'll be given an appointment date. You have to appear on that appointment date because we have slots allocated for each and every one. We cater for each and every applicant. So if you come a day that is before or after your appointment date, it creates a lot of inconveniences for us. So the second category, that is the first timers, to same thing. You go onto our platform, you fill the application form, online application form. You'll be given an appointment date. You also appear on the date of your appointment, but you have to show proof. Unlike the first applicants who are renewing their passports and have a copy of their old passports available, for first timers, you have to show proof of your Ghanaian citizenship. So we want to see your birth certificate, as well as we should detail we should give details of your parents. So we want to see your father or your mother's name. Your father could be a Ghanaian, your mother could be an American, or your mother could be an American and the father a Ghanaian. The citizenship law of Ghana states that if either one or both parents is a Ghanaian, you qualify to be a Ghanaian. So when we see your birth certificate, your father or your mother's name is there. We also want to see proof of their Ghanaian citizenship. So you either show proof with their Ghana card, a copy of their Ghana card, or a copy of their passport, which should align with the name or be the same as the name on your birth certificate. So with that, we'll take your fingerprints, biodata details, and then we'll process the passport, which Consul General said will be ready between 4 to 6 weeks. And the third category of individuals, that is those who have their passport missing or stolen, or damaged. The route to applying for a new passport is different. For them, they will have to come and take what we call a police letter, a letter that they will submit to any police person, which indicates that their passport is missing. And then the police station or precinct in turn will give them a police letter. And then that is what they will use to support the application. So they will also go online, fill the same form. But whilst the first and second category will either support the application with the expired passport or the birth certificate, they will support the application with the police letter, which indicates that their passport is missing. And for those whose passport are damaged and they're able to produce it, we'll also renew it for them. But we'll charge them extra for not taking good care of the property of Ghana. So you also have individuals who want to change their names. So let's say, I know that in some instances, you have people, when they go through the process of naturalization in this country, they want to change their names for whatever reason they may have. And then when they come to renew their Ghana passports, they want the same name that is in the American passport to tally with what is in the Ghana passport. So for those individuals, we want them to, when they are going through the process of naturalization, they are either given a certificate which states the new name. If you bring that certificate which states the new name, we use that to process the document for you, the passport for you, and effects the name of change, the change of name, sorry. If you don't have any document indicating change of name, then you have to swear an affidavit, which will show us that so and so individual was called this, but now wants to be known as this. There should be an official document to that effect, and then we use it to process the document for you. Likewise, those who are married and then have adopted their husband's name, and they want that name reflected in their new Ghana passport, they also have to show proof of name of change. You just don't come and say that I am married, bring your marriage certificate, and then we don't see proof of change of name. Some marriage certificates indicates that new surname, then they add your spouse's name to it. But if we don't see that, we want you to give us a legal document indicating change of name. So that is a little detail I'll add to the passport application. And then we also have a document we call travel certificate. The travel certificate is like a passport, but we only issue it to those destitutes. Let's say somebody is sick in the hospital and is unable to present themselves to the consulate to have their biometric taken. I'm sure you know that now we've migrated from the machine readable passports to the biometric passport, which demands that every applicant should appear in person at the consular section or the consulate for their biometrics to be taken. But for one reason or the other, if the person is unable to come to the consulate and has to travel to Ghana urgently, we issue what we call a travel certificate to that person. And in rare cases, when people's passport have expired and they need to go to Ghana urgently, and we look at, is it a case-by-case situation? We look at their case, and if it is necessary, we issue a travel certificate to them. But note that for the travel certificate, it's a one-way travel. When you get to Ghana, you have to make sure that you renew or you acquire a Ghana passport before you are able to return to the US. Without a Ghana passport, you will not be able to return because the travel certificate is one way. And I must add that all those who come and request for travel certificate should be those who either have a green card or are illegal immigrants here. We don't issue travel certificates to those who have American passports. So please take note of that. And then yes, so basically for the travel documents, this is what we do. We also authenticate documents. Like you have a marriage certificate issued in Ghana and you need that certificate to be authenticated here. We also do that authentication. But before we authenticate that document, you should add a letter. That document has to be verified by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Ghana, because any document emanating from Ghana has to be authenticated first by them, because they have signatures to, like the signatures of all signatories to these documents. So when they confirm that these documents are genuine, they will attach a letter to it. And when you bring that document you want us to authenticate, plus the Ministry of Foreign Affairs letter, then we intend authenticate the document for you. Please note that if you don't have that letter from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, we will not authenticate any document from Ghana. You need to get that letter before your doc will proceed in authenticating that document. So in a nutshell, that is part of what we do. The visa process is straightforward. You just go apply for the visa category that you want. If you are going, because if you're a Ghanaian, because then we have a K1 visa, which is a Ghanaian resident abroad with family ties in Ghana. So you go for the K1 visa, and then that is smooth. You are not a tourist, because for tourist visa, we have other requirements that we ask for that I don't think you fall in. So anytime that you're going to apply for a visa, you can choose the K1 visa category. And then somebody may also ask that, why is it that we applied for a visa as a family? One family member applied for a multiple entry visa. One family member got 5 years. Another family member got 1 year. Another family member got 3 years, but we paid the same amount. The amount you pay is for a multiple entry visa. The maximum duration of visa that we issue is 5 years. But unlike the Ghana passport, that when you issue a visa in it, and then your passport expires and we issue you with a new passport, we state in the new passport that the bearer of this passport previously traveled on, that is your expired passport, which has a valid visa. So that means the visa, technically, we are continuing the visa in the new passport. But in the American passport, it's not like that. When your passport expires, every visa in it expires. So that is the reason why we issue visas, multiple entry visas based on the validity of the passport. So let's say when you have 5 years, the maximum duration of visa you can get is 5 years. When you have 5 years validity, 5 or more years, we issue you with 5 years. If your passport is valid for 1 year, we issue you with a 1 year duration visa. If it is 2 years, accordingly. So yes, that is what it is. And now we have moved from the what we call the normal visa, that the old visa that you saw that is we print and we have signatures in this, to a machine readable visa now. So the new machine readable visa that we have, you have your photograph. It's something similar to the visa that the US issues. So this visa, you have your photograph on the visa, and it makes it easier for immigration officers wherever you're going to assess your details. You just swipe your passport and all your details comes on their system, and then they allow you to move accordingly. So basically, this is what I'll add to what the Consul General said. So I will land here, and then when any questions come, we'll be ready to answer it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable and Papa Caleb. God richly bless you. We have some questions that have been posted in the chat, so I will go through them. Some of them you've already answered, but I'll go through them quickly, and then those who still have questions, please, you can post on the chat as well. The first question says, if my Ghanaian passport is expired, can I travel with that passport and my Ghana card?
Yeah, Mr. Caleb, you can go on for the questions if you wouldn't mind.
Okay. Yeah. So if a passport has expired, it is an invalid document. An expired passport has expired, so it is not valid. You cannot travel with it. If you want to travel with both passports and one of the passports has expired, it makes it invalid, so you cannot travel with it. And at the moment, you are unable to travel with the Ghana card. At the moment, you are unable to travel with the Ghana card. When arrangements are made and the Ghana card, you are able to travel with the Ghana card. We inform you accordingly. So if your Ghana passport has expired, you cannot travel with it.
Yeah, and I think I would like to emphasize on the fact that when the Ghana passport has expired, it means it is dead. And anything dead is dead, where there is no need for you to use it. So we want to let people know that when your passport expires, it has died. And on that note, you cannot use it for anything. You cannot, unless you renew it for us to issue a new one for you. So, and somebody was also asking of with the Ghana card, if you could travel with that. There are plans towards it now, but as speaking, we cannot validate for anybody who travels with the Ghana card now. So let us first and foremost handle the passport issue. When it is time for things to be done for the use of the Ghana card to travel, we will definitely notify the public on that.
Okay, thank you very much. Moving on to the next question. Issue of traveling to the consulate or mission for renewal of passport. What necessitated that? Because I guess the person is trying to say that previously you didn't have to go to the consulate to get your document, renewal of passport, but now you have to travel to the consulate. Why the change?
Okay, so as I indicated earlier, we have moved from the machine readable passport to the biometric passport. And the biometric passport, it necessitates that you have to be at the consulate for your biometrics to be taken, your photograph as well as your fingerprint. somebody might ask that, so when I submit my fingerprint, why should I come back again the next time I want to renew? You have to come back the next time because we want to first verify if you are indeed that individual. Because somebody can use your photograph, can mail your photograph, and then indicates that, oh, this is me. So for us to avoid impersonation and all that, that is why you have to come in person. So we have moved from previously when you had to just mail your photograph and your detail, fill the form, send your details. Previously, the forms were not even online. You just fill it manually and you send. Now we have migrated to biometric, which requires that you come in person, submit your fingerprints, and we take a photograph of you. So that is why you need to come to the consulate, because we have moved from machine readable to a biometric passport.
Thank you very much. Excuse me. Question 3, can you travel with a US passport and Ghana card without a visa? Okay, that has been answered. Moving on. Is it legal to travel with 2 passports?
Yes, why not?
Yes, so far since no problem, there's no problem. People have been traveling with it, and there's no problem with it. We have a number of people traveling with both the Ghana and American passport. So when they are going to Ghana, they show their Ghana passport at the airport, and that is their authorization to enter Ghana. Because when you hold a Ghana passport, and that identifies you as a Ghanaian, and you are going home, nobody will stop you from going to your home country. When you get to Ghana, and then you present your passport to the immigration officer there, he will not ask you questions that, why are you entering the country without a visa from the US? That is not his duty. His duty is to make sure that you are entering Ghana with a valid visa or a Ghana passport, or you have authorization to enter Ghana. So when you're going to Ghana with your Ghana passport, there's no problem. When you're coming back, as the Consul General said, in that case, you have to show both your Ghana and the American passport. Why do you have to show both passports when you are coming back? You show both passports because if you show only your American passport, the immigration officer in Ghana will ask you, how did you get to the country? Because I don't see any Ghana visa in your American passport. But when you show the Ghana passport, then he knows that, oh, this guy has dual citizenship. He entered the country with his Ghana passport, and now he's going back to his second country, that is the US, which he requires a visa. If that is, he didn't have the American passport, but his American passport is his authorization to enter the US. So that is why you travel in with only the Ghana passport. When you're coming back, you have to show both your Ghana passport and then your American passport to the immigration officer in Accra. When you get to the US, you don't show your Ghana passport because you are not entering Ghana. You just show your US passport. Then you'll be allowed to. But so far, since the 2 countries allow for dual citizenship, nobody has had a problem. If a problem comes and then they ask that, okay, we will not accept it anymore, we'll let you know. But as it stands now, you are able to travel with both passports without any problem.
Yes, and I think I have to add that not all countries do accept that. Maybe a country like Germany and some other places, you cannot use the double passport or the dual citizenship because America here, they deal with the dual citizenship with the Ghana government. The Ghana government has that with them. So we do not have much problem. So it's just not that if you are in Germany, you can go to Ghana with the Ghana passport and then return with the German passport. It's not done anywhere, but with the American one, we have that mandate to do that. So we should be mindful of that you cannot use the Ghana passport all places or in the world. You cannot do that.
Okay. Thank you very much. Next question. What services does the consulate offer to support persons with student visa transition to permanent stay?
Okay. So those who have student visas, we have something we call, when they want to migrate to permanent stay. Either they want to marry and acquire the citizenship or change the student visa to a working visa. We have something we call no objection letter. No objection letter. And what the no objection letter is that you have to go through a process, because it's assumed that anyone who comes here to study has acquired a scholarship from Ghana. It could be from the scholarship secretariat, from any government entity. So anyone who is on scholarship from a second country, the idea is that the person is sort of bonded. So the scholarship has certain requirements that you have to follow. Some scholarships require that after your studies, you have to go back home and, serve for like about 2 or 3 years. So it's assumed that anyone who comes to this country to study is bound by something. Either the person has to go back, or the entity that is sponsoring the person to school here, the person has to go back, work with them for a number of years. So what you do is that the no objection process is that you have to write a letter. There's a process. Unfortunately, New York Consulate doesn't handle that. It is handled by our mission in DC, because they have an educational department there. So when you go to their website, you see all the requirements for the no objection letter. You have to write a letter, spelling out your scholarship details. You have to spell it out, and then they will in turn forward it to Accra, to the scholarship secretariat, and then the scholarship secretariat will issue a letter, which is called a no objection letter, to the State Department. And if that letter is issued to you and they indicate that you are not bonded, then you are free to, proceed to, changing your visa status here. But if they say you are bonded, your scholarship demands that, the requirements of your scholarship demands that you return to Ghana to, to either teach or work in the institution that, sent you abroad to study. Then you cannot migrate to a new visa. You cannot move from the student visa to permanent visa or any other category of visa that you want. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much. Do children also qualify to get Ghana card?
Yeah, but at the moment, is it in the US at the moment, we are not issuing Ghana card. So, if you are asking a question in relation to your kids in the US, we are not issuing Ghana cards here. So, I don't know whether that question holds.
Yeah, but all the same, it is a fact that children are issued Ghana card in Ghana. Children are issued. Even of late, the vice president is taking steps to make sure that they roll out a system where every child born in Ghana is issued a Ghana card. And that is also another method of making sure that each and every Ghanaian is identified through the acquisition of the Ghana card, which is also having some numbers that is also going to be used as the tax identification number. So one way or the other, it is part of the digitization of the process in Ghana now. So eventually they will be having it, but now the children are also supposed to have the Ghana card. As speaking, it will not keep long for them, even the newly born ones, to have the Ghana card.
Okay, thank you very much. Is New York the only place the consul resides?
We will say yes, we will say no. We have some other outfits, but there are certain activities that the consulate can offer. But if we are having an honorary consul in maybe an honorary consulate in any of the states, they are bound not to do certain things, like maybe issuing of the passport, and then the rest is difficult unless it is done in Washington. and then the issuing of visas, and then there are limitations. But as for the consulate itself, we have it in New York, and then the Washington. But there are some activities that are being carried out in some of the states, but to a limit.
Okay, thank you. Is there a way to simplify the application for visa? It's too complicated.
I do not know the simplicity that the person is talking about. Of late, I applied for a visa to Canada, and if you look at the rates and then the number of pages that I had to undergo and then answer the questions over there, then I realized that then ours is so cheap. You know, traveling with a document shouldn't be so simple to the extent that see, there are details that are needed before you travel with your passport. And any country that is accepting you will have to know exactly what you are going to do, what the intentions, and it should be detailed. So to the best of our knowledge, it is not all that easier. We cannot make it so easy. It should be security conscious, no matter what it is. There are certain questions that at times we have to ask to make sure that before we even issue the visa or the passport to you, you have to certify all those things before. So we plead with you, if there are going to be changes, maybe as time goes on, definitely we will be looking at it and then effect certain changes that we think will be easier for the people. But I think us speaking, let us bear with the situation, and if there are some changes to be effected, we can do it.
Thank you, Papa.
Please let me just add.
Please.
I'm sure the person asking the question, might have problems with uploading documents, because that's one of the things, the complaints that we normally get, that I was trying to upload documents, my document, it wasn't going through. And most often than not, we realize that applicants normally don't follow the instructions there. We have instructions indicating the size of photograph and then the format in which you have to upload the pictures to. So let's say if it's a JPEG, somebody will do a PDF, it won't work. So please, before you upload your document, just follow the instructions. Follow the instructions. If you follow the instructions to the letter, it will be easier for you, because if you upload it to a different format, using a different format than what the requirement is, it will be difficult for the pictures to upload. And also, secondly, I will entreat everyone that when you are filling the form, please take your time, because the form is such that when you complete it and you want to do changes, it's very difficult. If you want to do changes, then you have to fill a new form altogether. But in filling the new form, you have to use a different email address. Because when you use the old email address that you used, it will tell you that you already have a form in the system. So please kindly take your time, and any information that you provide on the platform should be genuine information. Because when there's a problem, somebody will say that I applied for a visa, it's taking way longer than I expected. It could be that, sometimes when we are filling forms, we are not too careful. We just put any information there, where there, just the form I'm filling. We just put any information there. If we need further clarification from you, we'll call the telephone number that you provide. If you just put any number there or a number of someone there, and we are not able to reach you, the documents will either be there or we send it back to you, and it will delay the process. So please take your time and fill the documents, because when even something happens to you, it is the application form that will go and maybe know that, oh, this person said he was going to this address or not. So let's be particular about the information we put on our application form. It should be the true information that applies to us. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. How much does it cost to renew a passport?
Okay, so it costs to renew a passport is 130 USD. So for first time passport applicants and for renewal, it is 130 USD. And then for those who have misplaced their passport or damaged their passport, as I indicated earlier, will punish you for not taking good care of the document. So you pay 230 USD for that.
And please, I raise my hand. Can I speak?
Yes, please speak.
My question is, for you to get the visa, they were talking about you have to fill the forms, you have to, but please, not but you have to know that not everybody know how to go about the computer. So if you don't know how to go by the computer, how can you fill your form so that you will get your visa, please?
Let me come in here. That is why we know that not all people are computer literate. You know, those of us who were born before the computer, those of us, we call ourselves the BBC, born before computer. You know, it's difficult. Definitely, you have to get somebody who is literate on that to do it for you. You know, the world is changing. So the fact that you cannot be on the computer does not make you maybe exempted from an application that we think we are using the computer. The world is changing. Try to get somebody who is versed on it, and then the person does that for you, please.
Okay, thank you very much. Moving on, how does a mother apply for her adult child to come to the US? That's the first part of the question. And then the next part is, what is the process involved, and would you recommend getting a lawyer?
Please, this question we are focused on Ghana issues. These has issues to do with the American embassy. So maybe the lawyer will be the best person to advise you on that regard. We know the laws of Ghana. I don't know too much about the immigration laws. I know immigration laws of the US, but I don't know it in depth. So I will advise that you seek the advice of a lawyer. A lawyer here,
Yes.
not a lawyer here too.
Yes, and I think I would also add that we want to caution people on the way people take their monies in Ghana, that they are going to give them visas. Visas are issued only by the consulates in America. So if somebody tells you that he is applying for a visa for you, you should know and note that that person doesn't have that capacity to offer a visa to you. And considering the amount of monies that they charge, when it gets to a point for you to go even for an interview, it is you, the person, who is going to face the panel. If you are successful, that is where they will come in and then chase you for the money. So please, let us make sure that anybody that we invite, you, the person who is inviting that person, has got a genuine job, good address, and the explanations given to the invitation is so clear for the people who are issuing the visa, because it is so difficult for people over there in Ghana telling others that, oh, we can give you visa for this, we can give you visa for that, but we want to draw your attention that nobody is mandated to issue a visa in Ghana unless the officers or the consul officers who are working within the American embassy. Like over here, it is not the American group who issue visas to the Americans over here who want to Ghana, who want to travel to Ghana, but it is the Ghana embassy or the Ghana mission here who issues a visa for our people to go to Ghana. So it is the same thing. So let us be careful of whoever is going to assure you that the person is going to give you a visa.
Thank you, sir. Next question. Can someone renew their passport online? Papa has addressed that you fill the forms online, but you have to be in person so your biometric information will be taken. So moving on to the next question. To be clear, if your passport is stolen or lost, you have to go to the consulate to get a note to take to a police station to get a police report that says you have a missing or stolen passport. If that is the case, does the individual have to schedule an appointment with the consulate before going to the police station?
No, you don't need to schedule an appointment. You just come in and then you report that your passport is missing. We take your details. If you are fortunate and there's no pressure that day, they will ask you to wait and it will be issued to you. If there's a lot of pressure, they will tell you to come a day or a day after, and then we'll issue it to you. But it costs you money. It's 30 USD for that.
Okay, thank you very much. If the Ministry of Foreign Affairs authenticates the document in Ghana, then why is there the need for the consulate to authenticate again?
Okay, so the Ministry of Foreign Affairs is an entity in Ghana. The embassy or the consulate is the government agency, an agency that represents the Ghana in the US. So when you authenticate, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs authenticates your documents. They don't authenticate on the document. They write a letter attached to it that the person who the signatory, let's say your birth certificate, the person who signed your birth certificate, that person is genuine, or the certificate, the signature is genuine. But when you bring that document, let's say you are taking it to the Homeland Security or wherever, the entity here, they don't know the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The entity they know is the Ghana consulate or the Ghana mission. So we have to put our stamp on it, indicating that the document is genuine. The reason why your document has to be first of all, has to be authenticated by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs is that when people who sign these documents, they change them. So, and people also forge signatures to make the process smooth. When the document gets to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, they will check whether the person who signed it is the real person who is mandated to sign it. And then when it comes to us, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs authenticates it, and it comes to us. Then we are confident that definitely this document is genuine. But when you move it straight and you bring it to me here, I will not know who signs the documents then, whether the signature is genuine or not. It needs to be authenticated. If I decide to send the document back to Ghana to authenticate, it's going to delay the process. So it's also a time-saving process that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, that is our mother agency back in Ghana, they authenticate the document. And when it comes here, we intend authenticate it. And then when the authority in the US requesting that document sees the mission stamp on it, they know that the mission is representing all government agencies in Ghana, then they deem that document as being authentic. But when you present a document that has been authenticated by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, they don't know the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. What they know, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs is in Ghana. What they know is the Ghana consulate or the Ghana mission in the US that represents all government agencies in Ghana. So that is why you have to bring it to us to authenticate it as well.
Okay, thank you. Do I need a visa if I have both US and Ghana passports? I think this was answered. The answer is no. You travel to Ghana on your Ghanaian passport, and when you are returning from Ghana, you travel with both the Ghanaian and the American passport. Next question. If I enter the country with a child who was 2 years old and is now 10 years old, when renewing her passport, would they maintain the old picture?
No, we are not going to maintain the old picture because the child is 10 years old. That's why, you remember during the Consul General submission, he said that we issue the duration for children is 5 years, because it's assumed that in 5 years you change. You're a child, you change. So, and now what we do is that we don't do. I indicated that we don't issue machine readable passports anymore. We issue biometric passport. So if, let's say, you came and your child was even a baby, 1 year old, and is now 6 years old, you have to bring the child to the consulate or the embassy in DC for their biometric to be taken. But at that age, it will be difficult to take their biometric. For us to take their photographs, their fingerprint, we'll take their photograph. So every applicant has to appear during every passport application. So you don't need a photograph. The child has to appear.
Okay, thank you. Do I need a Ghana visa if I have a Ghana card? I think this has also been addressed. If you are going to Ghana, well, I'll let Papa Caleb answer.
No, you cannot, at the moment, you cannot use the Ghana card and only the Ghana card to travel. It's only the passport. That's what I indicated earlier on, that if arrangements are made and the Ghana card is accepted as a means of travel, it will be communicated to us and we inform everyone accordingly. But at the moment, no.
Okay, thank you. When applying to replace a missing passport, is the passport number required at any point in the application process?
Okay, if you have the passport number, it makes our work easier, or a copy of the old passport, it makes our work easier. Then we are able to confirm that you are indeed a Ghanaian. But if you don't have it, yes, we'll give you the letter. We indicate that the passport number is unknown on the police letter that we give you, the letter that you send to the police station. But when you come to the consulate on your appointment day, we'll have to verify that you are a Ghanaian before the passport is issued to you, because then you don't have anything to show us that you're a Ghanaian. Then we'll be asking you a lot of questions. But if you have, your passport is missing and you have a copy of it, it makes it very easy for us, because then we are able to you verify your Ghanaian citizenship easily compared to somebody who doesn't have anything at all. Okay.
Yes, Chief, let me add to what my deputy said. You know, if we are issuing the passport, what the people should know is that you have to be interviewed. We have to make sure that the information that you are giving us is authentic. And we should also let people know that even after taking the biodata and then the pictures and then the rest, every applicant's application is sent back to Accra. It's sent back to Accra for verification, so that if the person has already had some problems on his previous passport, or there are some changes that the person couldn't give the information to us, which of course we couldn't detect, Accra would hold the person's passport or the person's application. That is why at times some people's applications are delayed until maybe we ask of certain supporting documents. So everything that we do, it passes through the foreign ministry for authentication before we can finish, just like what Mr. Caleb mentioned on some of the documents that we were supposed to make. So you are bound to undergo some interviews, one way or the other, for us to be sure that the person who is coming in for the passport is a Ghanaian or it is missing. And then through the means that was missing too, definitely we will ask you. But one interesting thing is that since we know maybe certain things about our Ghanaian culture, we are always very flexible. Make sure that our people get their passports.
Thank you very much. Do I need a Ghana visa if I have a Ghana card? I think that has been answered. Ghana card at the moment cannot be used for travel. So if you're going to Ghana, you either need to have a Ghanaian passport. If you have an American passport, then you need a visa. Next question. Why does one need to travel to the consulate for a passport picture? It can be costly for those of us from the West Coast with our families.
Please, I have a question. Can I ask?
Please let our panelists address this question I'm asking first, and then we will allow you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. You know, I indicated earlier that now we've moved to the biometric passport, and that requires that you have to come. You have to come and submit your fingerprint. But you know, we've outsourced to we have VFS Global. We've outsourced to them in Chicago and LA. So if you're in that area, you don't need to come to the consulate. You can submit when you are filling the forms on our platform, you can select the passport application center, either you either submit it at LA or Chicago. Or if you want to you are closer to the embassy in DC, then you fill the form on the DC platform. But if you want to come to New York or go to any of the passport application centers, that is Chicago or LA, then you have to fill on the New York platform. So these are the 4 places that you can go. Outside that, you know, there's no way we can issue you with a passport without you submitting your fingerprint. So it's either DC, New York, LA, or Chicago for only passport, not visas. The Chicago and LA office is only for passport and not visa. You just submit your biometrics there. They check your forms and everything, and then New York prints it and then sends it to them, and then you intend go there to collect it. So it saves you, if you're in LA, for you to come all the way here, you can just give your go there and submit your biometrics to them.
Okay, thank you. Mother who wanted to ask a question. Mama, please go ahead.
Okay. My question is, I have my passport. The passport that I have, but my passport that by that time I was living in Accra at the Braka. So my everything is in Accra. By COVID, somewhere 2019, I went Ghana with a friend. So I based in Kumasi. So when I got there, I do my Ghana card because I was in Kumasi. So everything that I did, an address and everything is in Kumasi. Assuming if like they were allowing to use the Ghana card, and it will be different from my passport address and everything and my Ghana card. Can I use them both together?
I think you are trying to let us know that you have different addresses on a document, and that is dangerous. Very, very dangerous, because if on your birth certificate you have a different name, a different date of birth, a different residence address.
The same name, but only the place. The same name by the, like, you see, when I go to Ghana holiday, I went with a friend. He lived at Kumasi. So I spent my holidays in Kumasi. I didn't go to Accra because I go to a friend that with Kumasi. So when I got there, they were doing the Ghana card. So I did some. That's why I was asking that.
Did you change your name?
No, the same name.
Did you change your date of birth?
No.
I don't think it should be a problem. It shouldn't be a problem.
Because only the address, Kumasi, is not Accra, but the name.
No, as for addresses, one way or the other, it shouldn't be a big problem, because we are much concerned about your date of birth, and then your name. And then the people who you said are your parents, you understand? These parents should be Ghanaians. These are the concerns that we have. But with the address, some people normally have changes in address one way or the other. But I don't think it should be a problem. The address shouldn't be a problem.
Thank you very much.
Can I ask a question if I'll be allowed, please?
Yes, please. Go ahead.
So I make a comment and a question. I promise I'll make it short. The issue of Ghana card not being used to travel, I think the consulate should look into that again. I don't have a document with me, but way back about a year and a half or so ago, the Ghana Immigration Service issued a policy actually. If we've been following the news, it's been said all over in Ghana by top government officials that with Ghana card now, you can travel to Ghana if you are a Ghanaian. But I'll leave the official position to the consulate. That is the first one. The second is this. My question is, can I use my Ghana card as a source identification document to apply for a passport? Since, based on all we are hearing, Ghana card is an in thing now. With a Ghana card, it's like if you don't even have, I just read a comment, somebody said he went to Ghana to even open a bank account and they won't open it for him without a Ghana card. So if Ghana card is this powerful, can we use it as a source document identification to apply for a passport here?
Yes, I think I like the way you've made it. You know, the mission or the consulate take instructions from the foreign ministry. So if there are changes in any other documentation, it should emanate from the foreign ministry that would effect from so and so, use the Ghana card to do this and then that. And before you do that, it means they have done their homework over there, where the moment we allow people even to travel with the Ghana card or to use it as the base document for the acquisition of passport, it means they have done everything there. We are here to represent Ghana government, yes, but all instructions should emanate from the foreign ministry, where they would, at times you hear on the social media this, that, but there should be a document that empowers us to do some of these things.
So in short,
please, I have a question too. Let me add to what you said. Hello, sir. You know, we are not stopping you from using the Ghana card to travel. Well, when you are traveling out, will the airline admit you? You understand me? Will the airline admit you? If you try it and the airline admit you, then you're okay. You've passed through. When you get to Ghana, you have a Ghana card. There's no problem, because I know that some people travel within the West African sub-region with a Ghana card. It's not a problem. But here in the US, will the airline admit you? Do you understand? Because you have to present, if you are leaving the US with your US passport and you are exiting the country to a different country, the airline taking you, boarding you, will want to see if you have permit to enter the country. Because when you enter the country without a permit, the cost of repatriating you back is on them. So they'll have to make sure that you have authorization to enter the country. And if the Ghana card is accepted as a means of travel within the US, it will be communicated to the airline company, as well as the consulate, and we'll know. So the question is that, will the airline admit you, or will they let you board with a Ghana card? And secondly, you asked that, and whether you can use the Ghana card to apply for a passport. Yes, for first-time passport applicants, yes, you can use the Ghana card. Let's say you take your child who was born here to Ghana, and then your child, you apply for a Ghana card on behalf of your child. Because when your child is born in a foreign country other than Ghana and doesn't have a Ghana passport or Ghana birth certificate, you, the parent, has to prove that the child is Ghanaian. So if the child is able to get a Ghana card, but is unable to apply for a passport in Ghana and comes to the US, to our consulate, or goes to the embassy in DC, and a Ghana passport will be issued to that person. But when you come to the consulate and then you are already a passport holder, you have applied for a passport before, and your passport is lost or missing, and you come with a Ghana card that, oh, I want to renew my passport. No, we want to see where your old passport is, because your old passport will be in the system. If it is a renewal, then we have to see what happened, whether the old passport in the system is indeed yours, or if you want to, you claim that your passport is missing. You want to know that how, under what circumstances did the passport get missing? So the Ghana card will help us to just to validate your Ghanaian citizenship, but you have to go through the process that I told you, getting the police report indicating that your passport is missing, and then that process I told you about. The Ghana card will just help us to validate your Ghanaian citizenship. So yes, you can use it to apply as a supporting document to apply for your passport to a certain extent. I hope you understand me.
I have a question.
I have a question too,
please hold on. Let's go through some of the online questions which have been posted for a while, and then we can take some oral questions, please.
Please, I want clarification on just the answer he just gave. Can I please ask that clarification?
Okay.
Yes, go ahead.
You were talking about the airline admitting us or not with the Ghana card.
Yeah.
If the airline will admit us with the Ghana card, isn't that coming from Ghana? The airline is taking us to Ghana. So if Ghana tells the airline that if somebody is coming to Ghana with Ghana card, admit the person, isn't that coming from Ghana?
Yes. So that's what I told you, that if the Ghana card is accepted as like a visa or a permit to enter Ghana, it will be communicated to the airline companies.
Oh, okay. So your point is
by Ghana Civil Aviation Authority that oversees all these airlines that come to Ghana. They will communicate it to them. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs will also communicate it to the foreign the missions abroad, and then we will also inform the Ghanaian leaderships, the various associations, and then they will inform you. At the moment, the Ghana Civil Aviation has not authorized, to my knowledge, they have not mentioned it or written officially to the airline companies in the US that they should accept it as authorization to enter Ghana. That is what I'm.
Could you guys do us all of us a favor? And I want you to do this favor. I want you. I had in one of my dealings with your consulate online chats, so maybe not coming from official sources, but your information there is normally very good. The person who responded to me about this question told me I should contact the Ghana Immigration Service, which I did.
Yeah.
And a document was sent to me. The reason that I'm not saying anything because I don't have it now to quote the person who signed it and all the authentication issues that you did. I have a colleague who worked in the Ghana Immigration Service, and he did a diligent job and sent it to me that a document has been issued because your organization, your outfit actually advised me to contact the Ghana Immigration Service if this is true. So just like when the Supreme Court ruled that we don't have to come and apply for dual citizenship card anymore, and all the embassies were still collecting those things and issuing it. When the question was asked once in the forum, when the president had gone overseas, he said, it is because the Ministry of Interior and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs haven't collaborated to implement that decision, a Supreme Court decision. So I'm not surprised at the moment, Immigration Service is telling something different, Foreign Affairs is something different, and we, the citizens, are in the middle, not getting a full benefit of a great policy that gives us identification like this, Ghana card with all our biometric, all our grandfathers and wherever we were born and all the villages we come from is on that document, on that card.
No, Chief, I think we are missing the point here. He mentioned that if the airline, and this thing should be between the immigration and then the immigration authorities over here, and even that, if they do that, they will inform the foreign ministry, and then the foreign ministry will also order us or authorize us to start maybe handling that issue. Yes, the person that you are saying you talked to, and then he gave you that letter should have been addressed to the foreign ministry, or it was a personal discussion that you had. Jim, you see, we are working for government, and any other document that comes from any quarters should emanate from an institution or from the government level, through that we can work. Otherwise, speculations and then social media messages and then the rest, we do not normally work with that. If the Supreme Court, which of course we are aware, they have done that, definitely there should be an official document authorizing us to start working on some of these things. Yes, you said if we could do some diligence on some of these things. We have started pushing it. We've done it to a level, and we are all waiting for some of these things to come to fruition, which of course will help our people over here. So let us be patient. We are pushing it, and things will definitely go on.
Honorable, let me add that for the dual citizenship, we don't issue anymore in the US and in the New York consulate. When you come and you want to apply for dual citizenship, we tell you that the Supreme Court has ruled that that process is unnecessary. So apply for your Ghana passport. So we don't, we don't do that process in the consulate anymore. So that process has been stopped at the consulate. But I'm told some people just want to have that card. I don't know whether for a souvenir or something. So some missions, they go there, they tell them that the process has been stopped. Then they say that they still want to do it. And then they allow them to go through the process. But in New York, we don't handle that. When you come, we tell you that apply for the passport rather. But we don't do this thing. We don't, that process has been stopped. The Supreme Court has ruled that it's not necessary. So, and also I indicated that if immigration service or a directive has been given, the airline companies will be informed. So please, maybe you can do a case study and one day just try and see whether you are traveling with a Ghana card. If it goes through, then maybe we can just we can inform them that, oh, it's possible for you to travel with a Ghana card. You understand? But to my knowledge, the airline companies a memo is supposed to be sent to them in December. If you may recall that government issued a directive that it was going to give visa on arrival for a period of time. I think from the 15th of December until the 15th of January, because of the year of return policy and all that. It was communicated to the airline companies and all the missions. So we're all aware. We put it on our website and everything. So if there's a directive that you can travel with a Ghana card, it will be a letter will be sent to the airline company as well as the mission. So please don't. This is not an issue that we have to drag. They are processes. I'm not saying you should not travel with your Ghana card. I'm just saying that will the airline companies admit you? I have not seen any directive to that effect.
Sure. Thank you, Bro Caleb.
Thank you. Please hold on. Please hold on. Please hold on. Hold on. Please hold on. We have a set of questions that have been handed over to the MC for the occasion. Would you please, with all humility, allow the MC to read them? And for the sake of time, I would plead with you to type your questions, to make it so short, so we can accommodate several questions within a space of time. Mr. MC, please keep up the good work. And thank you to Honorable Caleb and Honorable Daniel. It was good meeting you on the 6th March. God bless you. Thank you. Thank you. Please go ahead, Dr. Prince. Thank you.
Thank you very much. If I have a dead passport, please, what do I need to get a new one?
I think I mentioned that anything that is dead, period. If it is dead, it is dead. You only have to have a new passport. And one interesting thing is that when you are coming, you can bring along with the dead one. We will use it. Since it is not missing, we use it, and then we issue a new one for you. Over there, we have to take your bio data as well. And then on the other hand, we take your picture and then we renew it for you. But as for a dead item or anything that is dead, you can use it.
Okay, thank you. Can I renew my expired passport after a few months of applying for my US citizenship?
In fact, ours hasn't got anything to do with the American passport. We don't have any problem with the renewal of your passport, a Ghanaian passport, in relation to the acquisition of an American passport. We do not inspect it for anything.
Okay, thank you, Papa. If applying for passport on the basis that your grandparents were Ghanaians rather than your parents, what would be the required proof?
Oh, if your grandparents were Ghanaians, why not your father and then your mother not Ghanaians? Your grandparents were Ghanaians. So why were they your grandparents? It means therefore that they were people who gave birth to your father or your mother. So I don't see the question. Maybe the person should rewrite the question again so that if we can understand it. Because if your grandparents are Ghanaians, automatically you are Ghanaian and then your father and mother are all Ghanaians. So you go by the norm, what we used to apply for the passport, which of course we've been able to read to you in our previous submission.
Thank you, Papa. Do you have any plans to decentralize passport renewal in view of the expansive nature of the US?
Yes. The foreign ministry would be happy to do that. Even us speaking, we are also trying our best to have our mobile set of systems, which I think will eventually help us even to travel to some of these states when it arrives. And, the documents that we are talking of are security documents. And you cannot just hand it over to any other person to handle it for us. It is not done. We can't do that. So that whatever information that we get, it is going through all machines in the whole world. And it should be quite authentic. That is why at times we are very stringent on how it is issued to people. So please, we will be grateful if the chances come for people to be doing it for the mission. But I think, to the best of my knowledge, the ministry is thinking about all this so that we can reach out to many of our people. Because America here, it's more than, America is a continent, which of course one state is just like Ghana country itself. So I think things of this nature are being considered. They are being considered.
Thank you.
So I've had my hand raised up for more than 40 minutes on the platform.
Yeah, please let me go through the online questions and I'll give you an opportunity.
Okay, so Dr. Prince, can you put like 3 questions together? So the answer, yes. Yeah, like 3 questions. Is it possible?
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, I will try if they are related. This one says, Papa, any update on Ghanaians in the diaspora voting?
Us speaking, no. Okay. We talked about this ROPA thing, but everything is in the hands of the Electoral Commission. They are supposed to give the missions the update on the method through which the people can vote, and then the systems at which they are going, where they will be voting. Us speaking, yes, the Supreme Court has ruled, and the previous government did not do it. This government is also not in it, but everything lies in the hands of the Electoral Commission. So we are waiting when the Electoral Commission gives the go-ahead. We are at the mercy of them, and then we will just roll it out. But us speaking, no.
Thank you, Papa. I'll go through this question and then I'll allow the gentleman online to speak. I hear they give Ghana visa on arrival in Ghana. Is that true, and how much? That's one question. And then another person says he was going for a medical mission. The visa was delayed and he wanted to use this option of getting the visa in Ghana, but the airline did not allow him to board.
If he says it was delayed, I do not know what happened. If it was delayed, maybe it might be due to the way the whole thing was filled, and then maybe the address that was given to us. We normally say garbage in, garbage out, giggle. That is how it is. If you give us a wrong information on your application, definitely it will be delayed. But I do not know the circumstances at which it was delayed. And yes, somebody was talking of a visa on arrival, as was mentioned by my deputy. That was in December 15th to January 15th. There was a door opened for people who were traveling to Ghana to go and then secure their visas on arrival. But that date has expired. All the same, we entreat people that if you want to travel with the American passport, please try to secure your visa here and then you go. Unless maybe you make the necessary arrangement in Ghana at the immigration office where they will give you the assurance that they will issue to you. But at our level, we will entreat everybody who has the American passport to channel it through the missions, and then the person gets his visa. That one will be appropriate. Other than that, you secure the Ghana passport so that you can travel with the Ghana passport without coming in for a visa.
Okay. Thank you, Papa. All right, our father who wanted to ask a question online, please.
Thank you. My name is Tete. I'm in Texas. My question is about the missing passport and the documents that you have to take to the police. If I come to New York for that police form, can I take it to any police station in New York, or I have to come back to Dallas, the area where I live, where the passport is missing? In that sense, it's going to make it a double traveling to New York.
No, Mr. Tete, I don't think you necessarily have to come to New York, even for that letter. You could call or send us a letter that you're a Ghanaian, you've misplaced your passport. If you have the passport number, you indicate it in that letter, and then you add the payments to it. And then we'll issue the letter, payment plus self-addressed envelope. We issue the letter and send it to you. You can take it to any police station in Texas. If you want to come to New York, and we issue the letter to you. I know people come from other states. When they get here, we issue the letter to them. They go to the nearest precinct and get a police letter from them, a police report stating the circumstances in which the passport got missing. So whichever one is convenient for you, you can opt for whichever one that is convenient for you. Either you could send a letter or call. When the call goes through, you ask them that, oh, my passport is missing and all that. Then we'll give you the process. You send a self-addressed envelope. If you have a copy of your old passport or the passport number, you indicate it in a small note, add it to the letter. We'll issue the police report letter to you, mail it back to you. You can get the police report from anywhere, so that when you're coming in or going to any of passport application centers, either in LA or Chicago, you present the police report that, indicating that your passport is missing, and you'll be able to proceed with the passport application.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Can
you.
I please have permission to ask a question, please?
Please let me go through a few more of the online questions and I'll give you the permission.
Okay, thank you.
So this one is related to Ghana card. Can I apply for a Ghana card in Ghana, though I hold an American passport? Am I able to show my Ghanaian birth certificate? And then the third question related to that is, there is some information going around on social media that if I'm a naturalized American and I get a Ghana card, I'm going to lose my Ghanaian citizenship. How true is this?
So the first one was, please, can you repeat the first question?
The first one was, can I apply for a Ghana card in Ghana, though I hold an American passport? And am I able to show my Ghanaian birth certificate?
Yes, the requirement for getting a Ghana card is to show proof of your Ghanaian citizenship. So if you are able to prove to them that you're a Ghanaian citizen, you'll be given your Ghana card. And with a birth certificate showing that you're a Ghanaian, they'll issue you with a Ghana card. And also, you talked about the fact that there's something going on social media that if you have a Ghana card, you lose your American citizen. I can state categorically that it is false, because the Ghana card is a national identification card. It is not linked to any global card. You don't, when we do the Ghana card is issued to you, it's not linked to an American system because it's a national identification card. Like when you have, in this country, you are issued with a state ID or a driver's license. It's not recorded and you are a Ghanaian American. Nobody sends information to Ghana that you have been issued with a state ID. So there's no truth in that. It is an exclusive document that belongs to the government of Ghana that is issued to you because you are a Ghanaian. And that's it. When they issue you with a Ghana card, there's no way that the American government is going to know that you have a Ghana card. And even if they know, the country accepts dual citizenship. Unlike in Germany and other countries that don't allow for dual citizenship. If you want to take their citizenship, then you have to renounce your old citizenship. But in America, people have 2 or 3 citizenship. I have a friend who has a British citizen, a British passport, an American passport, and a Ghana passport. He doesn't have any problem. So because the country allows for dual citizenship, if you have a Ghana card, it means that you're a citizen of Ghana and a citizen of US. You don't break any law. So it is false information.
Okay, thank you very much. My wife is a Togolese Ghanaian born to a Ghanaian mother. Can she apply for passport? The answer is yes. Beyond providing passports and visas, is there any program or activity to build and support the Ghanaian community?
Can you ask that question again?
Okay. Beyond providing passports and visas, is there any program or activity, I think by the consulate, to build and support the Ghanaian community?
If the person, okay, you try and then if you can answer that.
Yeah. So as part of our duties as the consulate is that we also offer welfare services. So it is consular and welfare. So the welfare aspect is, when we visit Ghanaians who are bereaved, like, we go for funerals, when there are programs and programs in the Ghanaian community, we go there, we encourage them. We also go to do prison visits. We do counseling as well. There are people who come to the consulate with issues that they cannot discuss with anyone in the Ghanaian community. They come to us, they open up to us, we counsel them. So we do all these things behind the scenes. And when we go for programs, myself and the Consul General, we've gone for a number of programs. When we go there, he encourages Ghanaians. We don't talk only about the consular aspect of our work. We talk about, how Ghanaians have to conduct themselves, how they have to live their lives in the US, get out of trouble and all that. And also he talks about programs that are in Ghana that, when those who have, who have mind or they have the desire to invest in Ghana and all that, we go around and, talk about all these things. So these are some of the ways that's the welfare aspect. These are some of the ways that we support people. There are also instances where, we have destitute, like people who are sick or they are stranded and they need to go to Ghana urgently. We, because the consulate, cannot raise funds to do all that, we liaise with other agencies, sometimes with International Organization on Migration, to see that they fund their repatriation back to Ghana, or we even, seek the support from churches, the Ghanaian associations, to help repatriate all those people. So apart from the consular part, these are some of the things that we also do in addition.
Okay, thank you very much. We will now give our mother who wanted to ask a question the opportunity to ask her a question.
Okay, thank you so much, Papa. God bless you. And my question is, okay, Mami Fan come from Kasa. I mean, Timin Kani.
You too.
Pacho, yo, me that's it. In fact, me bisa yampenyo for a online she said that she dia program yes ye bit me de kasa no afra amaya since say na if ye na etada brofo no west ni bi ho na ye hyedanti ase papa nti said that she be de befra amaya aya de sre me da mo ase and am pacho me question me bisa and say na me ye visa me apply visa ama me mama and me online and me payment and also online. Until now me train some one can maintain can name Mr. DH no. It happens since mature online no sikano akudi Washington. Until say me sign by the back New York, New Yorker as a some top money order the home na me submit it New York, which I did. Nti me pacho na ewi akire no said de be ya menya sika na matua online ama Washington DC nkwabata na ewo ho no up to date is cover 6 months or a year ni nti me bisa say denti na say ye wo kro we mu a ye said their system eye adwuma very well say me call store we me come Mrs. we na me koto ade a me tua ka wa ha esese me reflect ewo sa store we mu but in this case na ankobasa me tua ewo online the same Ghana whatever mpamocho mo fanche me ye me tua but eba ye no almost say omunti me mfasika no enko. So what they give you funny excuses. Internet men share that and the reason why Machesika were online, the same Ghana consulate, not any the same account. Normal say it's answer Machia online I could be for. So they say be New Yorker, as the same say Jessica fufro ewo ho. Na nia Machia or Washington, Machia online could do Washington and no, as the same ya and a media chili na me koje. Eno besin the sesika no me nsan kan mpacho mpese mo chire mu ema yete ase kakra me da mo ase
yo ohima mezo so no dia okay me ha me prepare was we right say na nkese sa enana bano you could have different accounts Ghana mission na wo New York na the wo Washington but consular activities na nkasa no se utue sika na kokemu a ya na nyamie nim ne sika na gie no eye process tin ye ndimi refund sika no especially se we ye teles kakra bi ewo ho a wo behwe na sika no akodim but the ye betimi aka ne se enka mayenya document bi se receipt bi e kire se watue sika bi wo nanka ye ne ha ne ye ne yenkofo na wo mo Washington no eni hu nkomo na yenhwe na yemmoa said ye be ya sa problem we enkonko baby because I pity you pa on that and then get say system no say ya de be ye link that and get say ye ni kwari yitimi eye no ha e ma wa branka ye betumi a transfer sika do free hono no e de aba ye ni account but entesa in the hono de wo de ye ni behwe ni atiki on us na ye busa why that thing happened. And now we can be say enka kasa no bebrebu anka ya yemfanko pikasem and yemu bebrebi asabi usabi yefre kurase nge benya na ke kasa ya na yekanso eja wona mo ya brofo amaya ba betu mo ha bu okura na otikromu atwi no kura ro ka wonti so ade we se wu chire mu na se obi wo ho atwi ya memeken ono no e bia na baby ofre wo Ghana no twi no kura ro wonti ni yi nti so amfa ankofa brofo no mu anka na no so no ekwakoye problem kakra eno nti ye besre se yehia na samanfo no ma yehu se yetwi kasa na yepese de ya ana se kasa bi ye ne yete ase yi e de bitimi atoni para so mu a we can equally do that it would the information be a will be na ma yehu ne evesi yetimi yehu bibi ne be ya ne no makasa
papa mpacho me da se nti se brofo no se mo fi ase sa na obi ba be ka bro be ka twi a emi se no nipa no fere kakra nti ebe push onipa no so no so be ka brofo nso e bia o ka no twi mo se de amaka ne ya no nipa na timi a express no ho bisa na asem yi nti ye de frafra no nipa na so man ka twi a metimi aka brofo me da mo ase
Yes, that was.
Papa, please, there's a question that I want to.
Kasa, we are a couple of the online questions, but because of time, we can't handle all questions, please.
Papa, please, there's one question that I want you to address, please, about the land issue. So if you can look at that for me. Thank you.
Can I ask one question? Can I make a statement about the loss of passport, please?
Yes, go ahead, please.
Okay, if they make a photocopy of the front page with their picture on there, if they lose it, they have the photocopy, and it's easier to get a new passport with that than going through all this unnecessary stuff that they have to go through. So everybody should have a copy of the front page of the passport and carry both, but you have them in two different places. So if you lose one, you have the other one. That's my advice.
Okay, thank you. And the one who was talking about the land, I think Papa Caleb addressed that you get Ghana card and you are American citizen. There is nothing stated anywhere that you lose your land. So that is false. All right, moving on.
Papa, this question, please. I think someone sent it from a platform that I should ask this question for them. There's a video circulating that there's a law passed in Ghana that people are going to lose their land to the owners that sold it to them because the people they bought it from were not the authentic owners of the land. And they mentioned areas that most of us have our houses there, a lot of areas. And so we want to know whether this thing is trending. We want to know whether it's true or it's just misinformation, just as having the Ghana card and you are American citizen, you can lose your citizenship as me address. So Papa, please, if you can handle that for us.
Yes, I think we cannot vouch for social media reportage, and then these ones are land issues. We don't normally go into some of these things.
Okay.
All the same, if maybe you've got some people in Ghana who can maybe ascertain the fact for you, you can do that. But as speaking, the consulate doesn't have any information on that. As for social media, we don't normally dwell on it. We don't dwell on it.
Okay.
If there is anything that affects us, it comes through a letter from the foreign ministry or from government to us. Then we act on it. Apart from that, we cannot comment on some of these speculations.
Okay, thank you. They wanted to know whether you have received any maybe information from Ghana as you represent Ghana here. So they wanted to be sure. So once you don't have any information, I'll just let them know that.
Honorable, please just let me add something to what you said. I would advise that maybe if you have a lawyer in Ghana, contact your lawyer. Tell the lawyer that this is what you are seeing on social media. Yes, I'm aware that there's a court ruling, but the lawyer will be able to explain to you into details what exactly you are supposed to do. I believe that after the court ruling, there are certain things that, I don't think it's just like that. There are certain details that probably didn't come out. So maybe you can speak to your lawyer who will be able to explain the issues further to you. So I advise that the best person to do that is a lawyer back in Ghana.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Papa Caleb. I will combine these three questions. What's the difference between the family visa and a tourist visa? Which of them is applicable to a Ghanaian-born naturalized American? And then if your Ghanaian passport will expire in 2025, can you renew it now?
So the family visa is the one I told you about, the K1 visa. That is those who have family ties in Ghana. That's the K1 visa. So when you are applying for that, you don't need to present a whole lot of documents. Like when you're applying for a tourist visa, you're requested to upload your hotel reservation and all that. It is assumed that if you are a Ghanaian, a naturalized Ghanaian, who also has citizenship in another country, and then you automatically have family ties in Ghana. So you apply for the family visa because it's like you're going back to visit your family. So you are exempted from bringing out your, getting a hotel reservation and all that. What we just need from you is to get the address of where you're going to stay. And what we also do at the consulate is that when we see that place of birth is Ghana, I'm not too strict on people like that bring invitation letter and all that. I'm a bit lenient on applicants who are originally from Ghana. So if you are from Ghana, you are born in Ghana and you are filling the application form, make sure that you choose K1, but provide me correct address in Ghana. Because when you provide a PO box address, I cannot go to the post office. That's not where you live. Give me a physical address. Now there are GPS addresses in Ghana. Put that one there. If you put that one there, I will, I'll be okay with that. But if you don't put that one there, then I will go back to the rules and ask you, bring an invitation letter, bring this and all that. So please, when you're originally born in Ghana, but you've acquired the American citizenship, when you're applying for a visa, choose the K1 visa category. And the second question was about
passport that will expire in 2025. He's asking if they can renew it now. The passport that is not expired yet is the old type. So
yes,
they're asking if they can renew it.
Yes, you can apply now because you're migrating to the we've migrated to the biometric passport. You should have renewed that passport already. So yes, you're able, even though it's expiring in 2025, you can renew it. And also let me add that if your passport has validity of 6 months or less, you can, if it is even 6 months validity, you can come and apply for a new passport, because you are aware that you cannot get a visa, you cannot apply for a visa in your passport if the passport validity is less than 6 months. So you are always on the safer side. If your passport validity is almost getting to the 6 months, 6 month period, you quickly come and renew it so that you are able to, go apply for passport. Because whenever you're going to apply for, you go apply for a visa, whenever you're going to apply for a visa and your passport validity is less than 6 months, you will not be issued with a visa. They will ask you to go and renew your passport before the visa is issued.
Okay, thank you very much. And then 3 questions. The first one, somebody is asking for the Chicago address. And then number 2, what is the phone number at the consulate? Because this person says that the number they found online doesn't seem to work. And then finally, whom to contact if somebody wants to organize a similar program, a program similar to this one for Ghanaians in other parts of the US.
Okay, so the telephone number, did you see it on the Ghana Consulate website?
That's what this person was saying, that they saw a number on the consulate website, but when they called, it didn't seem to work. Oh,
it didn't work, didn't ring, and no one picked up, or? I'll be grateful.
I'm not sure.
Because if it's on the consulate website, that's 212-737-9100. If that's the number on the website, that's our number. But you see, our telephone system is such that it is not automated. So when you call, there's somebody dedicated. We have a telephonist there who picks calls from when we open the mission until let's say 3:30. But our system is such that when you call and the person is even on the line, it will give you the ringing tone. So it's like a ballot system. When she puts down, the caller comes in, then she picks. So every time she's on the telephone. I remember some time ago, someone came there for password, and he was complaining that, when we call you, you don't pick. And then I told him that, please don't talk, come. I took him to the back office, and he saw the lady sitting there. And I told him, don't you see the lady picking and speaking to someone? He said, oh, I now understand. So we don't have the automated system. We operate our telephone system. I choose to call it the ballot system. So out of 1,000 people who call, maybe 100 people will be able to go through. If we have to pick every call, then we have to either go through the route of the automated system, or we have to have a call center So yeah. So when you call, even though it gives you the ringing tone, there's somebody on the line who is doing this thing, there's a telephonist dedicated to the call. And then let me give you another line, the main official line, the telephonist, because when you call this, so you can write it down. It's 212-832-1300, and then the extension is 239. So when you call that, the first one I gave you, that will go to the receptionist. But the telephone is the 212-832-1300, extension 239. That will go to the telephonist. So when you call and it will be ringing, but if no one picks it up, please keep trying. You go through. We have somebody dedicated to the phones.
Okay.
And also, you can email us too. So whichever,
Okay.
or you can walk in. We are open. We don't do appointment system. When you walk in and you need anything, we'll attend to you.
Okay. And then there was the question about the Chicago address.
The VFS office in Chicago.
Yes.
Okay, let me just pull it out now. I don't have it in. When you even Google VFS office in Chicago, VFS office.
Can I help with the address?
Yes,
okay,
please.
Yeah, please do.
It's 1700 142 East Ontario.
Yeah. Ontario Street.
Yes.
Yeah.
Chicago, Illinois, 60611.
Yeah. 60, the zip code. It's 142 East Ontario Street, Chicago, 60611.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And please also let me add this. When you are filling the form, when you want to submit it in Chicago or Chicago, or you are filling the New York, you go on the New York platform and you are filling the application form. Please, when you want to go and submit your biometrics at the Chicago or LA office, you don't choose New York. We have passport centers. So you click on the Chicago Passport Application Center if you want to submit it at the Chicago site and do the payments and everything there. If you want to submit it at LA, you choose LA, and when you go there, you pay everything there. But because it's an agency that we've outsourced, when you go there, they charge you service fee. That is different from the application fee that you pay. So please take note of that.
Okay. Thank you, Papa. And beloved, I know we are having a lot of fun. We are learning a lot, but due to time, I think this is where we can draw the curtain. And I would invite my brother, Mr. Samuel Ofosu-Yeboah, to give us the vote of thanks.
Papa, before that, let the acting presbytery chair give the remarks before.
Okay.
Thank you.
Papa William, Reverend Dr. William Ofosu-Addo, please.
Thank you so much. It's been an awesome time. I wonder how the Consul General and his team of persons will stay for 2 hours plus with questions almost from A to Z. Some borders on land issues. Sometimes we deviate and we get into other areas that are not the work of the embassy. However, they've been patient to address almost every concern. And it is overwhelming. They have touched on almost every issue. It is very clear that the Ghanaian has passport issues. It is clear that the Ghanaians have ID matters to talk about. It is also very clear that we have challenges about this dual citizenship. Not everybody understands. Authentications of documents, missing passport issues, losing our citizenship, the one significant thing the embassy is talked about is welfare services that they also render to the community. And you find these gentlemen, very fine persons, almost on every platform that they are invited to their community to do something. I am personally overwhelmed by the significance they attach to the invitations from the public, and be able to spend some time to exposing issues from the embassy and taking time to explain to the level of our understanding. I think the DSS departments has done an awesome work to extend invitation to the embassy. And I think that this will not be the last, because I think that there are still a few issues that, because of time, we haven't been able to still respond, but we are in the process. But it has been a very good time. It has been a very good experience. It has been a good exposure. And other further issues that are unanswered, I think that a church will do well to gather them, so that when we come to the time with the embassy, we will know that there are specific areas of concern, so that we wouldn't digress so much. However, we'll always create opportunity for burning concerns that comes from individual. I think that we have had a good time, and thank Dr. Moako, Catechist Dr. Moako, for moderating it so well. And if I check the number of persons that were assembled on the platform, we are many. We got up to about 300 plus.
Wow.
And even this 300, it means that in some homes, we have about 10 or more persons gathering. So the data may even be more than what we have. We are very grateful. I personally will want to say that we are very grateful. Before Mr. Awuku-Gyampoh will also add the voice from the Department of DSS. But I want to place on record the chairperson's gratitude and the gratitude of the entire presbytery for this opportunity and for this dialogue. We really appreciate your time, Consul General and your team. We are very grateful. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Papa. God bless you. And now we'll call on my dear brother, Mr. Samuel Ofosu-Yeboah, to also give us the vote of thanks.
I first want to thank to God for the opportunity even to organize the program, the intellect and the wisdom that He granted us, even to think about coordinating something like this. It's awesome. We thank God for this. Secondly, I want to thank our honorable guests, the Consul General and the Deputy, for spending so much time, taking their time, being so patient to answer all the questions that we're able to slide through. Thank you. I wish you God's blessing, more production and more grace to your elbow. God bless you. I want to thank the presbytery for even giving us the chance also to organize this, because they granted us the space, and presbytery, God bless you as a whole. And to you at home, God bless you for tuning in and chiming in with your family to listen to what is new and the latest that is going on in Ghana. We know that we're still going to have some more time together, and God bless you. Stay blessed. Amen.
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 Thank you very much, my brother. And we will call on our father, Reverend Dr. Ransford Awuku-Gyampoh, the clerk of the presbytery, to give us any comments or announcements coming from the presbytery. Papa.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much. We are grateful to God. My announcement to be will sing the national anthem. Say, Ghana.
By all means. Let's
Let's
go the local one.
Okay. Okay. From the chairperson, we're going to sing the Assassin. Right. And we'll look into every microphone whether we are singing or not. So who leads us?
What a chair, what cheap on it.
Amen.
Okay. We know what we muted everyone. We want one person to lead us. We want to hear one voice. So who has the courage to lead us sing this song? One person.
Yang ara assassini ayabo ding my yang mojana na nushiegunya deto my yang edume ne wonsoso sayebe ye biatwaso nimdia twaso kotonkrane nia pesa minku minya ediyem bremu demamaya sasi hu do atunsen oman yisebeye yo oman yiserinye yo eyesana hose oman fubra netre oman yisebeye yo oman yiserinye yo eyesana hose oman fubra netre. Bravo!
That's amazing. That's amazing. That's amazing. All right. So friends, please, the announcement we have is that the anniversary cloth is ready. However, it is in Ghana. So if you have a way of getting it made in Ghana, so please contact your district ministers. They will submit the names for you to be given a code for collection. The Presbytery anniversary cloth is in Ghana. It's in Ghana. Look at the time frame. If we promise that we're going to bring them here, I beg you, you may not get it on time. Right. Secondly, we have the elevation of Chicago district coming of, God willing, April 7th. Elevation of Chicago district. So all roads lead to Chicago, April 7th. Again, there is a funeral at Maryland, God willing, this Saturday. So those in the Washington, D.C. and Washington, D.C. North, we ask that you help us, meet us there. We are coming. I'm coming with the lay rep as well as the chairperson acting, Papa Ofosu Ado. So please, those in the Washington, D.C. and Washington, D.C. North, it will be appropriate you meet us there to help say bye-bye to the son of the lay rep of the Ghana Presbytery, lay rep of the Ghana Presbytery. Once again, to add my voice, thank you to the Consul General and his entourage, and to all of you who came in your numbers, and we say God bless you. We have the recording version. We'll make it also available for you, so you could listen and also share as well. I'm going to just drop it after this talk on the chat board. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, Papa. God bless you too. On that note, we will call on our father, the acting chairperson of the Presbytery and the District Minister of New York, Reverend Dr. William Kwabena Ofosu Ado, to give us the closing prayer and benediction. Papa.
Thank you so much, God. What a privilege to sit under your feet, for knowledge to be shared and for experiences to be made available to the community of believers. We want to thank you so much for the organizers, and we want to thank you for planting the embassy and the permanent arrangement to the United Nations also in New York. Thank you for the time they have spent with us. Thank you for the commitment they have made to our nation and to the people of Ghana within our environment. Thank you for the support. Thank you that when we are challenged beyond our understanding, we have a place to go for the issues to be addressed. We are praying for the embassy, particularly those that are the face of the embassy to the community, the Consul General's office. And as we bring bordering issues and concerns to them, may you always grant the wisdom that they deserve. And may you be a protection to them. While they are doing this, some of them have contact and connections also back home they care so much about. Praying that their heart desires will also find favor in your sight. That day by day they will work strong. Greater opportunities will open to them so that they will also be able to bring the needs of the community and address them to the level that we can say, thank you so much, God. This card issues, particularly their identity as Ghanaian citizens card, as they deliberate and work through this, may we come to a point where we can take this card and travel with it smoothly to our homes without difficulty, without a problem. And all other issues that come and border and are brought before them on their tables, may they contact home, the foreign mission, and those who have authority to decide on some of these issues, so that each passing day, our difficulties will be brought to an end, and things will be made so simple and simplified for our use. It is late in the night, and as we retire, some people will still be going to work. May your presence accompany all of us. Amen. Thank you for the DSS department and for the good work they are doing. May you shower your blessing upon this department and upon the entire presbytery. And may your presence accompany us as we go to bed, and some of them also go to their work. Into God's gracious mercy and protection, I commit all of you. May the Lord bless you and keep you. And may the Lord lift up the light of his countenance upon all of us and grant us his peace. As we all share the grace, saying, may the grace of our
Lord Jesus
Christ, the love of God, and the sweet fellowship of the Holy Spirit be with us now.
Forever.
Amen. God bless you.
God bless you. God bless you.
God bless you.
Amen.